Tim Ingold said in his book Lines, A Brief History, as walking, talking, and gesticulating creatures, human beings generate lines wherever they go. It is not just that line making is as ubiquitous as using the voice, hands, and feet respectively in speaking, gesturing, and moving around, but rather that it subsumes all these aspects of everyday human activity, and in doing so brings them together into a single field of inquiry. Lines are not something I generally think about. Although lines make up every aspect of our daily lives, it is a concept rarely brought up in conversation. I never thought about the sheer number of different forms of lines. I want to explain the line and its complexity. Through Ingold's fascination of the different types of lines, I was able to start to view the normally mundane concept as more than just a pen mark on paper, but rather an interconnected umbrella term that, despite being tossed around in everyday language, actually has a number of different meanings and ideas behind each one of its forms. Ghostly lines. For Jean-Francois Billeterre, ghostly lines are neither body, nor colour, nor texture, nor any other tangible quality. These lines exist in the way each individual interprets them. Think about gazing up into the night sky and imagining lines joining the stars. We can almost see the shapes begin to form in the sky. Another way of thinking about these lines would be the lines we create in life. These paths we choose can easily be traced back. We can reminisce about how we should have taken a certain path in life as opposed to the one we're on right now, despite these paths not existing in any physical form. Even though it feels just as real as a line of string, we have created them in our mind. While ghostly lines are imaginary, physical lines are much easier to observe. The cut, the crack, the crease are often the first images that come to mind when I think about lines. This form of line is not a result of adding to a surface, but rather taking away from it. Probably the most intriguing imagery I found on my course of understanding this concept of the line were these cuts, cracks, and creases. They can be found simply anywhere and become incidental works of art. Trails and routes are particularly broad examples of lines. For the Inuit, the people indigenous to Canada, Alaska, and Greenland, they believe that as soon as a person moves, they become a line. This way of thinking is used to illustrate the crucial hunt, or Ngana Sukpok, that the men of these groups participated in. They often use this metaphor that we become lines everywhere we go to explain the tracking of animals. If I were to imagine my country from a top-down perspective, with this concept of each movement becoming a line, I would see a network of interweaving lines rather than a continuous surface. Mazes and labyrinths. The thread. The trace. Looping and open work. Designs of the body. Knotting and weaving. Text. These are all different forms lines take, but they all share a characteristic that I believe best describes lines. They are endless and will continue to be created. In the words of Ingold, the line, like life, has no end.